listen to the sound. These people are instruments.
Yes, we're more sure that the community members are involved, since they're the one who are, you're not the one who, because let me say, for example, myself, I go in the community maybe in I don't know the life they're living in, they know their problems, so other than me thinking for them that they need this to develop themselves, I think maybe it's just getting to involve them, like what the assets do you have here? How can these assets,
So as you said, involvement is the first stage for engagement.
Yes.
Without, you can't engage people without involving them.
Yes.
Yes, of course. All our projects like this, we take maybe some time, especially in Africa. You go to the tribe leader, you take his blessing, okay? And then you start working. You can't work without getting people involved, especially the leaders, all those who are the main players. And some of them, maybe to go back to Odette's question, some of them is partners, not stakeholders.
Yes.
Some of them, they will not be putting their hand on it, but just taking their blessing every day, saying we are working, we did like this, you give them this information. Itself will make sure that your project is more sustainable. And instead of staying 6 months, we'll stay 2 years, 3 years, 4 years.
But when if your NGO or you want to be strong, then it means that the beneficiaries, I will take them as the direct beneficiaries, that the community members. If you want it to be sustainable, maybe you're going to bring this change, like you're going to maybe bring tap water, like it's what they need, because that's what they want. I mean, they need. And
it depends what they want or they need.
Yeah, they need. They need.
Maybe at a stage, okay, this is what they want. But again, don't give people, the best physician does not give people what they want. For example, I want a physician to give me medicine now. Say, no, you need now to be done diagnosis. You have to wait till tomorrow. I'm suffering pain, give me something now. No, tomorrow. Because he's seeing something maybe more dangerous, or maybe I don't need medicine, maybe I have a mental issue.
Yes.
Okay. So this is very important, is that we see that together. Yeah, thank you. Your comment is very important, very valid. Okay, thank you for that. Okay. So again, the role of the mindset again, finally, is about perception of opportunities. Yes, Victor.
But when we talk
By the way, we don't have to finish the workshop.
Yes.
As usual, it is about opening discussions and so on. Yes. Yeah.
When we talk about mindset, doesn't mean that always local people have good mindset. It doesn't mean that everybody is born with good mindset. Yeah. Sometimes
Nobody born with good mindset.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, that's correct. Your real word. Nobody born with a good mindset. Nobody.
Yes.
Mindset only develop over time.
So what you do when you are involving or engaging them, as you said, sometimes you have to trigger change in their mind, which develops further good mindset you want. Especially when we are talking about development, for instance, at the local level. Suppose, for instance, there is a problem of malnutrition at the local level. But people have the whole necessary food diet they can give to children, but they don't know how to do it. Or maybe they don't know whether they are good vegetables or not good vegetables, or good milk or not good milk. They just misuse resources that they have, but they have malnutrition.
Right.
So what you do as development practitioner, for instance, yes, you go there, yeah. You don't force them to accept what you do, but you can trigger change of their mindset. And gradually, that is what NGOs mostly do as awareness, building awareness. And it affects both moral change, physical life change, style of life change, style of cleaning, sanitation and health, yeah. And also it can bring change in the human rights perspective. Yeah. because it's all about triggering the good mindset. Yeah, you can also build awareness among them, but also help them to develop what they have. I think that is what.
Yeah, but awareness is not develop what they have.
Yeah.
The word awareness, عشان to be everything. Let's talk about the Mugunda.
Yeah.
Okay? You are aware about the importance of the Mugunda, right? As a
Yeah.
country, as people, everybody is doing it and so on. But let's say the government say, no need for Mugunda. We don't need the Mugunda anymore. That was only for a certain period.
Yeah.
Will the Mugunda stay? There is doubtful. Okay? There is
No,
doubt.
it will be cut.
Yeah, because nobody will say, okay, if the government is not forcing me, not monitoring me, then I might not, because I'm busy, I can make money on that day.
Exactly.
Okay? So see, awareness, even though you are aware about the thing. Okay? Because people only start to change only when they reach another stage called absorption.
Absorption.
Okay?
Yeah.
So we have 3 stages. Maybe very important for you to remember. If we are talking about projects, awareness is not enough. Okay? And many people, they are aware, for example, they not to smoke, but they still smoke. Okay, mashallah, the country is very lucky. We don't have people smoking here a lot. Okay, but in certain countries they know. The doctors even smoke. They are not aware about that, they are aware. Okay, it's dangerous. But they didn't come to the stage of absorption. Okay? Absorption means, I know why it is important. Okay? Here I know what is it. But here, why it is important? When I start to say why it is important, even the government will say, the Muganda, not necessary, nobody will monitor you, it's up to you. Still you cannot do the Muganda. The majority of people, as I said. Because they are convinced about the outcome of the Muganda. Okay? And once they see that it is coming to absorption, we can start to talk about the realization stage. Okay? People realize that this is a concept that will not leave, whatever. Because even it is part of to prevent the genocide to happen again. Okay? So maybe part of the techniques that we are convinced, not the government now. We as people decided that we want to continue. At least in our, if it is not in the whole country, at least in our village, at least in our city. Okay? So that's again something very important that we think about.
Excuse me?
Yes. What's your name?
I'm Dr. Ismail.
Dr. Ismail, okay, I heard about you. Okay.
Looking at the development process, sometimes a leader may have good idea and good project for the community. But as Emmanuel highlighted, the community is not yet ready to receive those good ideas, and yet they need them. Then it's within their need.
Right.
I think within the project, within the development process, there should be this awareness.
Of course.
But
Same
then
what you say.
the awareness and then the government enforcement or the leadership enforcement until people realize that they that thing was needed.
Right.
But in meantime, there should be a kind of let me call it a kind of a pushing thing that make things happen.
Yes,
let me take an example. Example of Mutuelle de Santé here in Rwanda.
Which is?
Health insurance.
Health insurance.
It is the community health insurance.
Okay.
At the beginning, people were not really embracing it massively. They thought that that's just money that they are paying and it's over. But with the strategy, with development strategy, some force or some kind of push were used until people understood. Then up now, at this level, they are at the level of absorbing and realizing that they needed it. The first thing people are doing once they get money at the beginning of fiscal year, they first pay the insurance before even paying school fees. But I think during the development process, there should be a leader someone should take a lead. Once he's sure that what he's doing is good for the community, with the legitimacy he has in the community, he may use a pushing factor while doing the sensitization.
This is what why we need leadership.
Yeah.
It's not about government.
Yeah, it's a
See,
leadership.
now we give an
that's
example
leadership.
about top down.
Yeah.
Okay. Our سياسة is about what? Bottom up. So now let's imagine it's a project.
Yeah.
I can't tell the government come and tell these people to do, right?
Yeah.
What can I do? Either I bring money, which is again bad thing. I give them money so that they do, or I start to influence without power. Today, we're going to talk about this indirectly, and we have a workshop late about another days about influencing without power. You want to influence people without power. How we do? After awareness, the awareness program is supposed to be part of a process for absorption, not awareness itself. Okay? Maybe for example, doing a project about sanitization of the houses so that they can avoid diseases. Okay? Or managing the pregnant woman or something like this, right? Or people with HIV, okay? So this is an awareness. They know about that. But how to make sure when we engage them more, this is the process. So we need to have this process with influencing without power techniques, which means people start to be engaged step by step. I don't give them spoon feeding. You know, in Africa you don't have you have a problem with spoon feeding, yes. But in Arab world we have a problem with shovel feeding. Yeah, people are so dependent on the system that everything they want from the government.
Yes, even house.
Okay, everything. Okay,
Sure.
for that they are relaxed. They don't care about life. They don't care about. They think it's how many cars you have. It's not about how much you did in life. What contribution you brought to life. Okay, but we know and everybody knows and they know that and that this will not sustain for 3 generations because oil will go over time. It's going already. So things will change. The tax has came. We never paid tax. Now we start to pay tax in our country. Okay, so this is an example of a community which is totally dependent. Okay, so you need to bring all this community to be independent through this process, okay, of understanding things in a different way. And once the community start to see that there are lots of opportunities around, which was the theme of our last two, what we call it, dialogue or round table about the non-financial wealth, okay, of any country, including Rwanda. We've given lots of examples for 2 weeks about Rwanda and so on. Then they start to see that there are lots of opportunities, more important than financial one, more important than the Rwandan franc. Now our mind, oh, you are saying this because you are relaxed. No, I'm saying this because I did work. I did work on projects. For that, I don't have awareness. I come to the level of, because the more I do projects, the more I come to here. The more I do projects, the more I come here. So here is very strong for me about how much the non-financial wealth can change communities. Okay. Unfortunately, many communities, their mindset, they can't see that. Okay. Even though they see that there is abundance. I can give example. I lived in Bosnia, me and my wife, for 6 months. You know Bosnia well. Okay. They had a war like you at the same time, approximately, also civil war. Okay. Bosnia, they live near rivers. The river even more cleaner than your river. You can see even the fish there. But still, they get used to help. They don't cook themselves. They don't catch the fish. Even the fish is under their hand. Just they put their hand. You can even by hand you can catch the fish. That much is available. Anything you throw there will grow. The greenery, the whole country is greenery, 100%. Okay, but still people are used to. Because from the war they started to, and this is the American-based blah blah blah. I don't want to go to politics, and he enjoys that. Okay, it is planned to make them independent. So anytime they want to control them, they can do like this. Our job is now to free the communities. We can't free the whole country, but we start with communities. We start to do projects. How much they have abundant resources, much better than the dollar they're going to get, or the money or the food they're going to get. And this is where you can make a difference. Okay, here you start to see the wealth in a different way, and you can make success stories in general and so on. So here, what I wanted to say, it all depends on how you start to see things in life, and how you react to them because of this mindset issue that we are talking about in general. I don't want to take longer time. Maybe this is one of the final slides for my part, and then we might take a break. We have a break ready, right? Everyone?
Yeah, it's ready.
So once the mindset gets curious about solving complex problem, and this is a level, high level of what we call it now, not mindset, mind sight. Okay. Once I see that the more I make solution for complex problem, the more I am becoming more effective. I'm near my legacy. I want to do something that you can't forget. Okay? Not any lecture, not about institution, not about projects, no, something you can't forget. This is my legacy, for example. Okay? So then, I need to really live with the alternate of uncertainty. You should live uncertainty every day. Even if you are going from a certain road every day, try to change the road. Okay? Try to, for example, these people, they live with uncertainty. You have to touch things to know. Okay? Sometimes you've seen I use his hands. Okay? Sometimes I might draw inside his hands because they are living with some acid, but they are living with it. They are more stronger than us. As now, let's say we are at night and darkness comes. One time, one of our colleagues, she traveled with us. She's a lawyer, by the way, doctor, lawyer from, and she's with visual impairment. Huh? Lawyer, and she's a professor with visual impairment. And we were traveling to Morocco. And suddenly, in the lecture room, we had curtains, everything, and the light cut. It was night. Okay, we can't move because very big room and we have many equipments and we're talking about something about training them and using equipment and so on. So I thought, darkness, and everybody started to say, okay, let's talk to the people and so, to the hotel to open for us, So these people actually told us directly, why you are in a hurry? Stay with us for some time. Stay with us. Does it affect you? It created for me a big empathy. From that day, I don't forget that. Like the same when I tell you about my son always, it is not about how much you do, it's about the way you do it. Someone with cerebral palsy, he beat me when he swam with me, and every time he tells me, Papa, it's not about how much you do. Not about how much you hit, the labs or before swimming and beating me. It's about the way you do it. That live with us in this darkness brought that project. You remember that project I told you earlier today? Dining in the dark? That project started from that day. Okay. Why don't we live in darkness and experience darkness? So I have 5 papers, very popularly cited papers, about living in darkness. Okay. Because by the way, today, with the amount of lights, and so maybe before in Rwanda used to live, maybe we were living in the village, I think, Lisa, maybe still he can see, enjoy darkness. But here, in reality for us today, we are living in flats or in houses, and here in Kigali, we're not living in darkness. Okay. You can see still lights, and even if you close the curtains, still living in. While living in darkness sometimes brings for you something else. Okay. So even if you see uncertainty like darkness itself, it can bring for you lots of things that you can't see in life. So what I wanted to say, the more you go through uncertainty, the more your mindset will be more curious. Okay? To discover, and this is who we see that. Who's the best person in life we've seen that he is very curious? From your family. Those who did not go to school. Those between 3 to 6 years old. They start to move, they want to touch, so they touch something hot. Now they know it's hot. But they want to touch it again. Let me check. It's hot. Okay? So now they say, okay, why it's hot? Let me touch it again. No, okay, it's hot. No, I don't touch it. Okay. So they discover things by curiosity. Unfortunately, what do we do for them? We shape them. We instead of making them circle and they want to discover evolving, they become molded into square. Okay. So they become squares. 1 plus 1 equal 2. The more they go up the ladder, especially professors, these people and doctors, I tell what about you? Professional bureaucrats. They are not molded once, they are molded maybe 10 times. So you can't change them. Even with the drug, you cannot change them. Because they think they know. And they don't know how much they don't know. While the humble person from the village, if you tell him something, he will start to try. They say, no, not try. need theory. I need someone to tell me from which book you brought this. Who did this before? I did this before, for example, Ismail tell me. I did this before, but I failed. So he considered that his failure is that's it. But maybe he did it in a different way. Maybe he didn't try in this way to change his community and so on. So it's very important that we think about curiosity.
I think
Yeah.
that is why
Yes.
there are many research that shows that educated people
Yes.
fear doing some activity, business, whatever, because of fear.
Yeah.
The formal education.
They calculated, no? 1 plus 1 equal to.
Yeah. So they calculate the loss they will meet.
Yeah.
And the disappointment they will face.
Yeah. And maybe also the history.
Who among, for instance, doctors who can sell charcoal here in the street? Who? Nearby?
No one.
Yeah. No one. They will laugh at you. Oh, this doctor is crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I myself have a business of selling meat in the market, and sometimes when I'm there
Yes.
myself, people can say, "Oh, what did he do here? What is his business here in the market? He's selling meat with us, yeah? Yeah. Creating you more fear of engaging there.
Right.
Yeah. So few.
And this is why you are humble.
Yeah.
Because you deal with people.
Yes.
You are not telling people.
Yes.
You are working with people.
Yeah.
It's different.
It's different.
When I'm standing here and telling people,
Yeah.
it's different when I sit with people
Yeah.
and I learn with them. It's different, totally different story.
Exactly. So look at Bashar's degree holders in Rwanda. Very few can sell avocados in the market. Yeah. Very few. And maybe it is a good startup.
Yes.
The budget you have is, for instance, 10,000 Rwanda money.
Right.
And that's the capital. But you fear to invest here because you have formal education. Formal
I
education
think this is the audit project.
Fear to meet this.
No, I think this is your project, right? Avocado.
Yeah.
Is it? No, or someone else.
Yeah. So thank you for that. Try to overcome fear as far as you have studied. Yeah.
Okay.
I think
Please.
as you just highlighted on formal education, I think these days education should be tailored to solving problems, to adapting to.
This is what they call. This is what head code or any higher education council. They are saying problem solving, competency based. In reality,
It's not the way I think. For me, the way I think education should be tailored these days
yes.
is that people should first discover themselves and what they aspire to be and which impact they need to bring to the community. Then, as the way CS is doing, just universities or higher education should not be diploma mills. Should not be just diploma mills. You get a degree, you go out, you yourself, you are just that one who will get a job, or if you don't get a job, you are useless in the community, or you feel even knowing nothing. Yeah, there is a package that you have, but that package did not mold you to be someone solving community problems, and then education should not mold you to solve specific problems. You should be able to adapt to existing problems instead of just making you an accountant, but then you cannot think of molding a brick. While you find that the problem in the community is the brick. You are molded to be a civil engineer, then you cannot think about identifying a health problem. You may identify a health problem, then you find specialized people to identify that health problem. But you should be someone wider than
Multidisciplinary.
Yeah.
Or interdisciplinary.
Yeah, you should be mentally disabled to see the community in a wider perspective instead of being limited to very specific things that you will not even master during your education.
Yes. Thank you very much. Now we'll see, guys. As long as we have schools or systems or anything in life that first you test and then you learn, then you'll not have people that is fit for the market. Whether this market is NGO or business or a unique professor and so on. I always talk about my son, right? The physician. He's a unique physician. He will be something unique. Why? Inshallah. Okay? I can see his progress. Why? Because he's living with disability. He helped people since he was young with teaching people with, with Down syndrome, with physical disabilities and so on. He enjoyed that. He's training them because he knows about his disability and so on. And because he started a business when he was young as ice cream. They used to call it, till he became a physician and finished his medical school, he used to sell ice cream. He make ice cream himself. He brought an ice cream machine. He made the ice cream machine. And he used to sell ice cream in our country and became popular actually. And they call him Dr. Ice Cream. Now this guy is a multidisciplinary.
Yeah.
The reason why I'm here, because we started in 2013, with the government of Bahrain, a program about looking for the inspired. And there is a paper about that. Okay. And there is a book also in Arabic. Okay, in search of the inspired. But also there is papers on that. Okay. We studied 17,000 students, boys and girls, in high school. We taken the best schools in the beginning to prove to the government, and our project is very important. We taken about 4,000 students. Okay, told them, give us the best schools. Whereas I don't know. I think Rwanda you have also like this, rating A, rating B, rating C, schools. Okay, the best schools. Okay, whereas always the genius people or whatever, blah blah blah, they send them to abroad. And we show them inspiration is nothing to do with competency. Means competency, I mean with the grades. You might be competent, but you are not inspired. But you might not be competent. You might get C grade, but you are gonna change something in the world. And there is a criteria. I developed the criteria. For that, I brought this later inspiration economy and so on. This is the story. It's long. I don't want to go into that. But this is something that shows, and this I applied even with my children directly. When I realized that, okay, I start to apply with those at least. I have 6 children. The elder one was too old to apply for it. But then my children, I told them, you'll not get anything unless you earn it. You have to earn it. You have to work for it very hard. Okay? And for that they are inspired. Because they are inspiring. Okay? So this is very important that we think in this way. Anyway, the curious people, the most important is they will see the right problem. Okay? They will take the right problem. Because with the right problem, there is the right many opportunities. Okay, so they select the problem. For that, I told you, make the Excel sheet, so that you know why I'm doing that. I'm not doing it like this, anything. I'm doing because I know what I want to do. Okay, we can't take 100 projects, but we can take 6 projects that can create models for us. Okay, so selecting the right problem is very important. And then, of course, we start to try. The more we try, and we enter into certainty, the more we start to be going into the what we call exploration. Okay, the more you explore, the more you discover, because you're going to discover something relevant to physical, for nature. Discovery is a word always relevant to nature. Discover the moon, discover whatever. Okay, discover the sea. Discovery is nothing to do with the creativity. Discovering something nature. Okay, so the more you explore, the more you discover, and the more you discover, the more you will go into excitement stage. You'll get now, more excited. It's like addiction. To see something that is you don't know. See something you don't know. Oh, this is I know. Ismail, he started to do same as me. I should move now. Because Ismail is doing it. Why should I do it? Not Ismail, my competitor. Okay? For that it's about what? Capacity versus demand. Not supply versus demand. So this is where we start to exploit things deeper. So explore means you started to know why it is. When you start to exploit, you are in this stage. You start to realize things. Okay? You start to say, okay, let me now exploit. If it applies in this village, with Odette, let me do it with another village. Okay? Because it's successful. But maybe I not do the same way. Not necessarily the same way with every village. but it worked for some reason. So let us do something improving on that, okay? And then we start to visualize. And here we're going to build you life purpose things. Once you visualize, okay, for that in Quran we have something called, it is not about blindness, okay? It's about visualization, okay? And these people, most people, they realize that, okay? They feel things much faster than us, okay? Because they visualize things faster than us. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, God has given them something to replace that. He given something, but He gave them something maybe better. Okay? And this is very important because here we start, as I said, the road for discovery. We start to discover our nature, other people's nature, and we get engaged and we get so much addicted. We want to do more because we start to see that we are influencing without it. And this is where what brought me here and why I'm sitting 1 year. Okay? And why I'm telling you I'm losing my patience because I want to do more projects. Because I want to do more projects. Okay? And here we can development. We go into the development stage, start to develop people around us, we develop ourselves. Because remember, development is not about growing in size. I might develop in size, but here is not developing. Okay? And this is we tend to forget. We focus on the good student who tell us, yes sir, what you want to do, I will do for you. Right? But maybe he's not the one who's going to change the community. Okay? And for that, in our program, Dr. Emmanuel, one of the first questions he asked me when he joined us, why we don't have exam? We don't have exam. We have open book exam. I'm doing it not because I'm convinced about open book exam, because just to please the heck. Every country, they must say, I must have exam. If you don't have exam, it's a problem. Okay? Because I believe that unstructured learning, that is school of life, is more than school of school. I'm pushing my students, okay, and he's one of them, to go for school of life, not school of school. Later he come back to school and he writes his paper. He just published his paper. Congratulate him. Listen. Let's give him a applause. But he gave me half time in writing the paper. Okay. But anyway, school of life is about what? First, you test, you exam, then you learn. It's all about failures. You learn, you try. So it doesn't mean that I am expert now and I will do something for Rwanda for the first time, right? Maybe I do a project with you, we failed, you have to take another project. But because I see that there's something changing in you and me, I'm willing to take that project. Okay? Because here I can see that there is outcome. I can see that we are going towards a good outcome actually. Sometimes things are delayed, but it will deliver and sustain in longer time. And this is why I told you, God has given us this tool. Which one is the largest one, as you can see? It is the frontal lobe. Okay? It is larger than the chimpanzee. It is larger than the cat. It is larger than rat. The rat, they have only dot, the frontal lobe. Okay? So who's God? Allah given us this God, given us this tool, but we're not using it. Because we don't want to be engaged with the community. I'm busy with myself. I want to be successful. I want to be professor. I want to get more money. So for that, my frontal lobe is only telling me, okay, stay here, wherever you are. Your mindset will be only focused about yourself. Okay? The more we become selfless, the more we're going to change our frontal lobe and our mindset, and we can contribute more, and the more we're going to leave legacy. You have to come selfless so much, so humble, like Mandela, like Gandhi school, like this. And of course, the prophets also is a good example of that. So that we become. And for that, you know, most of the prophets, they were doing what? Mostly they grow at the beginning, when they grow, they are with the sheep. And what do you call it? Peasant, not peasant. Taking care of the sheep. Caretaker of, huh? Yeah, caretaker of the sheep. Prophet Muhammad, everybody, Moses, Jesus, all of them, they start with this thing. The more we get involved with our mindset, the more we're gonna use this one.